Friday morning, beautiful people. You tune in to WDRB Media, the voice of the community. You are listening to Pause Reset Unplugged, and I'm your host, Natalie Francis-Clarke. Big up to those streaming live on TuneIn Radio, Radio with 2D, Streamer, Apple Radio, and more. Much love to you all. So, how has your week been? I hope it's going great. And if not, I truly hope it gets better. So, question for my people in the Charlotte region. Have you gotten your tickets for the Massive Mass Productions bus trip going to Harris Cherokee Casino? That will be happening on October 28th. The bus leaves 9 a.m. From 2025 East Arbors Drive. Carrying breakfast treats will be provided, and the bus will return at 6 p.m. So if you'd like more information on that, you can shoot a text to 718-810-2013 or 781-308-2952. All right. So, be sure to just purchase a ticket, enjoy yourselves, enjoy the lime, and just be there, okay? Just be there. So listen, I just want to let you know if you would like to advertise or be a guest on the show, please feel free to hit me up. You can text me 704-965-7760. That's 704-965-7770. You can shoot me an email, pauseresetbrunch@gmail.com, or hit me up on Instagram, Natural and Ting LLC. That's Natural, NATURALANDTINGL.C. All right. So listen, we're going to take a quick pause and we will be right back after that.
No one should stand in the way. We should get a little closer now. I'm drunk off your energy. Let's keep it going till morning time. So come and get your vibe. Flex on me, don't get shy. Flow with the rhythm and desire. Soon as you're looking in my eye, I love it when we whine. You make me feel like you're mine. Let me touch you one time. Shawty, wanna give your body all of me tonight. Every time that you come get the wine. Don't put your thoughts in the way. Cause the moment is happening here right now, and everybody watching. Fuck it, let's go off it. You know I like an audience. It's ready when you want it. So come and get your vibe. Flex on me, don't get shy. Flow with the rhythm and desire. Soon as you're looking in my eye, I love it when we whine. You make me feel like you're mine.
Hey, welcome back. For those of you who just tuned in, you are listening to Pause Reset Unplugged, and I am your host, Natalie Francis-Clarke. So I have a question for you. Before I even get into that, you were actually listening to Maya and Bounty Killer with Wine. So it's good to know that Maya is making music again. Missed her daily. But all right, as I was stating, have you listened to my podcast that I released last month with Tasha Kitty? It was actually released last week, but last month, nonetheless, we are in October. It is October, people. Anyway, if you haven't, please go to Spotify and iTunes. You can pull up Pause Reset Brunch. Subscribe to it. Please feel free. The video version is actually on YouTube under Natalie Francis-Clarke. So I watched the podcast again, the video version of it, and it was something that I found quite interesting. And maybe it can be a conversation starter. It was based on a question that I posed to Tasha Kitty on the misconceptions of tarot readings, but I actually sent a bunch of people um, um, texts asking them if they would ever consider tarot readings or psychic readings or anything like that. And let's reiterate, this is conversation. I do this to not offend anyone. This is a mature conversation going on. No judgment here. Anyway, I asked a few folks from those who practice in their faith, from Christianity and so on, and those who are not so religious, if they would consider any of those readings, psychic or tarot, or why or why not. And you could just imagine I had various, answers and reactions, all healthy dialogue, right? And I actually posed this question because it brought me back to, and I'm going to be totally transparent, people, brought me back to a time in the 1900s. I was a senior in undergrad, and I remember, and for those of you who remember Dudley, going down Dudley, there was a lady who did psychic readings. It was my senior year, like I said. And no, in fact, yeah, it was my senior year. Either my senior year or I had just graduated from college. I can't remember. Either way, it was within that year. And me and my sis from another mister and her niece, we went down Dudley because her niece wanted to see this lady who did psychic readings, right? So me and my fast self, I was like, let me go and hear this, because I mean, to me, I was just gonna hear what nonsense the lady was gonna say. However, I was shocked because the lady didn't ask for no long story. She didn't ask for anything like that. Literally, she just told her to give her just the subject that she was interested in. Um, so it was three things. I can't remember what her three things were, but knowing my friend's niece and hearing what the lady said, I was in shock, right? So remember, I was going there because I was ready to kind of giggle, but I was left in awe of the accuracy. Anyway, the following week, without letting anyone know, I decided to go down Dudley to get my own reading done. I didn't tell anyone because, I was talking a bunch of junk before. And I made sure that I went doing a work week because I wasn't working. Um, and I went maybe mid-morning when people had already gone to work and whatever. Anyway, I went. And I will never forget my experience. You go in, I can't remember how, whatever. Anyway, she asked me three things. I specifically remember saying career, love, and I can't remember the third word that I used. Mind you, words only. I didn't share a story. I didn't say, well, this is what's going on with me. I didn't do anything. I didn't say anything like that. It was 3 specific words. Let me tell you, the accuracy was unsettling. It was even to the fact that, she talked about different things from my childhood. She even, as a child, I'm being totally transparent. As a child, I actually, when mommy and I came to the States, I was actually able to tell her things that was happening back in Montreal. And I myself don't remember this, but, she would said, Natalie, you used to tell me, okay, your cousin Sean is sick. All right. Victor fell off his motorbike. I mean, all these different things. And one day she told me, I don't want to hear nothing else again. And she said, I never uttered a word again. Anyway, going back to the psychic reading, I do dream a bit. My mother was a dreamer as well. And it's nothing strange. I mean, people say they dream fish. All that is dreaming. Right? And I'm just being transparent. This is nothing that, poor me need prayer and stuff like that. This is just a conversation. Well, me talking to you all. And the lady said, I don't know why you're here, because you can see what I'm telling you. Let me tell you, I was having dreams weeks before. And when she spoke what she spoke to me, and it confirmed the dreams that I was having, I was shook. Not shook like, but it was crazy to me. With just 3 words, she was able to tell me so much. Of course, I'm not going to tell y'all my private life, but it were certain things that I was toying with ideas to get out of a situation. It was just unreal. The accuracy. I just couldn't believe it. Anyway, I just wanted to share that experience, and we're going to take a quick break. All right, and we'll be back after this.
Bougie, baby. Chris, busy. The whole club scene bougie and red. Well, me girl bougie, you know that already. She love his sipper wine, but she with chopper jelly. You want see her when she dey ready. When she touch it dance floor, she no deady. Happier vibes when we up in the club. Everybody happy, everyone a show love. Where we going next? Everybody wanna know. From a party, them want we feel pass through.
Boy, when you are par with we, a good time is guaranteed. Build up your vibes and get tired. Tonight we are go touch a party. Well, me tell you, say when you are par with we, a good time is guaranteed. Build up your vibes and get tired. Tonight we are go touch a party. This Jackie, pull up that one ya because that one ya bad. You know see the girl them a bubble that a drive me mad. Hey, I just the vibe where we up. The people them love it. This are the livest scam. Party every day, be a gal denary. Diamonds a canary, fly like a pitchery dog. Enough battles we not fi share. Shirt without the button, yeah, Versace or Burberry. Dirty energy can't stay ya. Watch your behavior. Girl want a man see a spare ya. None of the G them a no failure. We making the paper, living life like we dip on the top of the skyscraper. When you are with we, a good time is guaranteed. Build up your vibes and get tired. Tonight we a go touch a party. Well, me tell you, say when you are par with we, a good time is guaranteed. Build up your vibes and get tired. Tonight we a go touch a party. From me get you, baby, me forget about the rest of them. You raise the bar so high right now, I can't see none of them. With you, my future bright, so now I can't look back again. Some of them are 5 and 6, but girl, you are 10 out of 10. You real, I'ma love it, you're not pretend. You are set the trend, baby, you are a gem. The love of me, I said, you can comprehend. Girl, you're too bad, you have to wheel and come again. Let's go.
Hey, welcome back. So you were actually listening to, I don't know, I just feel like Bounty Killer. You were listening to Christopher Martin, Busy Signal, and Bounty Killer with Guaranteed. I love that song. Okay? I actually love that song. Anyway, so once again, my name is Natalie. Welcome back to Pause Reset Unplugged. And, we were just talking about the world of tarot readings, psychic readings, and, those type of things. I actually, like I said, I asked a few people what they thought about that. But I would love to hear your feedback. Please send me a text 704-965-7760. That's 704-965-7760. And I just want to share a few of the other responses that I received. So, for instance, someone stated that they weren't sure. They said, maybe if they were younger, but as they're older, they don't know because there's probably a lot of things they may not want to know at that stage in life. Another response, someone said, it depends. Another individual said they definitely would consider it. However, if they're hearing something they do not like, they might tell the individual to stop talking altogether. They didn't want to hear nothing. So, but it's something that they always found interesting. The responses were quite interesting. I spoke with two individuals, multiple of individuals, but I spoke with individual one said, no, they don't want to do that, because they compared it to, someone who doesn't eat meat when spoons are contaminated, like when, it cross contamination, whereas and it's mainly going by their faith. Which a lot of individuals did state no, due to their faith, they would not. And then you have someone who said absolutely not. They don't think it's of God. And I've had people say, maybe they might. It could be a way of getting a confirmation or whatever. They aren't, and someone said they aren't sure. They don't know too much of it. So because they don't know too much of something, that is the reason why they wouldn't, because they don't know much about that. So I found it interesting. And these were, like I said, array of different individuals. Some of the Christian faith, some believe God, some devote, prayer warriors and stuff like that. So, this topic could go down a rabbit hole. So as I was talking with one of my cousins, and she was honest. She said, she doesn't know much about it. So she doesn't, especially where she is in her life right now. She's very vulnerable right now. So because of her being vulnerable, she wouldn't, open up to something she doesn't understand, which I totally, totally get it. And I started to say, you know what? it's funny because I never really, this is something I don't really think about. Like, it was a great, great podcast. And this is going from a podcast that I did release last month with Tasha Kitty. Once again, is available on Spotify and iTunes on the Pause Reset Brunch. Also, the video is available on YouTube. The video version is available on YouTube under Natalie Francis-Clarke. So like I said, it just left me that conversation, and it was just a snippet, just from one question, and my mind started just going. But as I was talking, um, I said to myself, I kind of get it, because I understand with my cousin saying, she doesn't want to open herself to something, especially where she is right now in her life and the vulnerability. And that's something that I strongly believe, you and I'm not saying that I think tarot cards or psychic readings are bad or good. I'm not stating that at all. Like I said, I've had one. I've shared my experience of having one. Um, but I also feel this way with individuals in the church too. In church, you have prophets and false prophets. There are people that I'm very careful that I don't want touching me in church, because I think their spirits are confused. So it's not only the outside world, as some Christians may say, it's also within the church too. Um, you know, so I guess that's why it's important, I guess, to be firm in who you are, and if you are a Christian, Muslim, whatever, in your, be strong in your faith. You know, I myself consider stuff like that being a gift. Some choose to use it bad, some choose to use it, for the negative. I will tell you something. I realize people make light of things when it's the popular. And, because like I said, some people believe in the dreams that they have. Some people, they don't. Until you experience certain things for yourself, I guess, you really won't know. I'm going to give one last story, and then we'll probably wrap up after this. I'm not even going to say the individual's names or anything. I'm just going to say woman, man. Okay. Woman had a dream. It was a dream, in regards to man, let's say brother, just say brother. And in the dream, it was pretty much like a warning that things are about to happen, and this person needs to get prepared. Woman told brother, who I guess devoted Christian, brother decided to rebuke the spirit. Months later, spiritual warfare, things happening back to back, back to back. And it's been years ever since. So, like I said, I'm not here to say good, bad, indifferent, because it's a gift. Those who prophesize, it's a gift. I'm just putting that story out there just for you to have your own interpretation. Anyway, let's take this break, and we'll do a wrap up.
Well, 1972 witness the earth of a grape. Color look dead with a tan. See you that on me place. Drop me first verse on the age of 21. Don't fit up it did the bang, but cup a shot was the bomb. Now the world start hear me, radio start play me, music start hear me, new girl start hear me. So don't compare me. I'm on another level. Go and go circle round and jam me. Uncle D and King will tell you say ya.
One general in the yard.
No mercy.
Say one general in the yard.
That's right.
One general in the yard. Say one general in the yard.
Okay.
One general in the yard. Say one general in the yard.
Oh no.
One general in the yard. Say one general in the yard.
Well, 93 the biggest cash. People dead so don't forget. All hard rise to the top. And me boss me never flop. Me still a rise me never drop. You lose your girl me find the spot. Hey she went to find them up. Hey me tough like circle back. Me put the get up on me back. Then put the get up on the map. Me reach when me put me hat. Me set me goals and go for that. Won the lane me won the track. Super Bowl when me go rock. Platinum me get the plaque. Now out upon the track. Awards and me collect. Donations and me make. Bounty Foundation gives back to the less fortunate. Enough applaud me get from the people. Them most set your blueprinters get architect. Enough youth me pave the way. When me to them can't repair me. Not even liquor respect me. They hard when me play. Hey somebody 100 feet them. But me not feel no way. But them don't know say you're the hand that the day a show.
One general in the
I
yard.
told them.
Say one general in the yard.
No I'm gonna told them.
One general in the yard.
Okay.
Say one general in the yard. One general in the yard. Say one general in the yard.
No mercy.
One general in the yard. Say one general in the yard. What I salute I do without the killer.
When I salute me without the killer.
What I salute I do without the killer.
When I salute I do without the general. The ghetto gladiator have the best little girl. Them hot like Jamaica. We get girl for free and you know me not go pay for. Man I no freak and you can't call the killer rapper. No sir, that no enough in me book. Cause every time you see me defend girl they on me foot. As simple as it look, amount a girl me book. Me drive try to check them cause me can't go hard them up. Cause I'm living my life as a real general. As me live for girl me just go get a better girl. Me no smoke bush weed skinny give me the special. Them a pray for kill a whole of one but tell they say Tam I'll say ya.
One general in the yard.
No mercy.
Say one general in the yard.
That's right.
One general in the yard. Say one general in the yard.
Okay.
One general in the yard. Say one general
Hey
in the yard.
y'all. Okay, so that was Bounty Killer with Gerald. I guess today was a bounty day. Anyway, I just want to thank you all for having an open mind, staying and listening to the show in its entirety. Once again, you can meet me here next Friday at 9 a.m. Also, please feel free to share your comments, on this topic. I am, you know me, I am willing to listen and hear it all. 704-965-7760, 704-965-7760. All right. So we will close out here. Once again, meet you next Friday at 9 a.m. Enjoy your weekend. Protect your peace at all costs. Whatever you do, be safe doing it. Till next time, Godspeed.